Yo, you're tuned in to the Millennials Sounds with the squad. It just got real.
All crazy.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? You are tuned into the Millennial Sounds right here only on Vent Radio every Tuesday night between the hours of 7 and 9 p.m. And I am absolutely phenomenally grateful for being able to make it to a whole new month, the second month of the new year. I don't know if we can call it the new year no more, can we?
Man, this has been the longest new year of
Ever.
my adult life.
Yeah,
it
yeah,
seems
you
like
might be
we're
right on
90
that.
days into the
New year. Yeah, you're about right. But no, this is the second month of the year, February, and the East Coast is going through like the craziest winter blast in history. Michigan just came from up under negative 35-degree weather. Illinois had some crazy weather. You know what I'm saying? Ohio had like 10-degree weather. Wisconsin, this Midwest region just has been crazy. And Michigan is about to have an ice storm tonight.
Yep.
Supposed to be starting at like 1 a.m.
Like
so,
polar vortex season.
dude, I don't understand. I've never really been like the person to talk about global warming until now.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
This is crazy. This is wild. I ain't never experienced nothing like that. But we're still in the land of living. That's why we couldn't be here on last week. Last week it was just too cold to step outside of your house for any reason. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you how cold it was last week for us men. Men understands what happens when we get in the cold. Okay, we understand. Like as soon as you step, as soon as your door opened for you to step outside, there was an immediate retraction.
It was some shrinkage going on.
Dog, it was straight turtle heads was happening, man. Turtle status was immediate. Usually you need a minute. Now, can you imagine having to go and just shovel or blow snow, you know,
scrape off your windows?
Dude, let me tell you something, man. As soon as you go outside, it's game over
in game
for everything under your waist. It's just done.
Yes, sir.
That's how cold it's been where we at. But I am in the studio right now with one of my favorite guys, my friend, my brother. He is my right-hand man, my boy, Mike Rice. What's going on?
What up?
Listen, we got to say what's going on to the two ladies of the crew who are not here today. We got Madam Shantae Nicole and Madam Edie, Lady Edie, that's not here. They got their own respective things going on. They'll be here next week, hopefully. And but tonight, look, it's straight guys tonight, and we want to thank Mr. Glenn Cannon for being in the studio with us always. And we got a great show today. We got a guest that's coming up in about 15 minutes at 7:30. You know what I'm saying? And we got a great number of things to talk about. We're going to talk about the Super Bowl. We're going to talk about some of these commercials. We're going to talk about Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson. We're going to talk about that tonight. And we're going to shoot off some other topics and things of that nature. That's been pretty cool. That's been going on. And it is Black History Month.
It is.
So I guess we need to talk about some blackitude and some Black history stuff. So we're going to get right with that. So did you see the Super Bowl?
I did.
Well, first of all, let me set it up right. This past Sunday was Super Bowl Sunday.
Yep.
My boy, Tom Brady.
The GOAT.
The greatest of all time.
Yeah.
And the Patriots went up against a very much game Rams team.
Yeah.
Adama Suh was on that defense, and I didn't know that until actually I saw the actual game. I was like, hey, that's Adama Suh. He was in great shape. He had some great tackles, made some great stops on Sunday, but the GOAT ended up getting number 6.
Yeah,
he won the last 3 and 5.
He got that full infinity gauntlet.
Yeah, he got the full infinity. Hey, and that's real too, bro. He got 6, and he's been to the Super Bowl 9 times.
Yeah, that's pretty good odds, man.
9 times, and he's
41 years old.
Right,
bro.
He's won 6 of 9. Unlike LeBron, who's been to the championship 9 times, and has won 3 of 9.
Yeah, he's the lamb,
of,
of the conversation,
and not the one who was slain.
No, No, sacrificial.
No
man,
sacrificial.
Not sacrificial.
Man, let me tell you, it's just bad. So if anybody asks the question, why are you a Tom Brady fan? Because he's actually a winner.
And plus, he went to
Michigan.
Come on,
Man, you got to support your own people. Now, I got to be honest with you. When he retires, I'm no longer a Patriots fan. I got to find another team.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But I'm only Patriots because of Tom Brady.
Yeah.
If he was on any other team, yeah, I would be on their team. If he was with the Lions, I'd be pro Lions.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, and it's just like a testament to. I mean, he's had some awesome coaching in college, and in the pros. So he was set up for success, but he still had to show up and perform.
He did,
regardless to what the haters may say.
He had to make the throws. You know what I'm saying? He had to stay in the pocket, and I'm gonna tell you who saved his life on Sunday. That Elderman, Jesus, that dude caught everything that was thrown to him.
And he's a smaller wideout too, so he was able to do his thing, man. And if it wasn't for him, because Gronkowski is banged up, he needs to retire.
He needs to let it go, man. And you can see it on Sunday. He did make one great play.
Oh yeah,
he made one great play. He had a couple of catches, but he made one great play. And the Patriots ain't never had no running game.
No,
but they got out there once or twice, but they ain't never had a running game. And so that's what nothing. But Sunday was a defensive game.
It was. It was hard to watch if you don't understand the game of football. It was like little to no excitement until the fourth quarter.
That's true
for most people.
But see, I love the game from the time it started up to the time it ended. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I'm a defensive guy when it comes down to football. I don't necessarily like high scoring games because my question is, dude, can anybody hit anybody?
Right.
There was some hard hits that happened on Sunday.
What?
Man, dude, every single play from the fourth quarter to the third quarter, Tom Brady went down.
Yeah, he did.
They will run into Tom Brady. They will have the Patriots players run into Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? It didn't matter. Every play, Tom Brady went down. And it was just like, dude, this is a great game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, this came down to a mistake that was made by the Rams offense.
Yeah.
And had that they made the mistake, man, we might have had another subject.
Yeah, but you know what? I mean, hats off to the Rams because
they did great.
They were a very, very effective offensive team, and they had the youngest coach to coach and ever go to a Super Bowl, as well as the youngest quarterback. So
yeah, I was about to say that quarterback was pretty young.
Yeah, I'm hopeful that, and it showed.
Yes, it showed.
His experience showed. But I'm glad that they, that they made it, and they'll probably make it again once Tom Brady retires.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Seriously.
I mean, and even if they might make it again before Tom Brady retires, they just won't beat Tom Brady. That's just what it is. But this is what I was saying. And then we're going to go talk about some of these commercials. I was saying this will be a great time for Tom Brady to retire.
It will be.
He started off his Super Bowl beating the Rams.
Yep.
With Kurt Warner.
Yep.
And he should be ending the Super Bowl. His football career.
He beating the
Rams. With golf.
That's good, man.
I really hope that that's what he decides to do.
But I just think that because he has such a good organization, his offensive line was a little shaky this year for the first time in a long time.
Shoot.
But
shaky.
But he really very rarely goes down or gets touched.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So it's easy to go through season and when you're not really getting touched.
That's true. But at some point, man, he got young kids, beautiful wife. Is 41.
You have nothing left to prove.
Right. He didn't broke every record that a quarterback could have.
Yeah.
Negative and positive.
Yeah. His legacy is solidified.
Call
it what you
forever.
want.
Now I don't care what nobody say. He's the greatest of all time.
I would agree with you, my friend.
Greatest of all time. So how did you feel about the commercials this year?
The last 3 years worth of commercials have been absolute trash. The best commercial to me was the 100-year anniversary of the NFL, and that was it. And that's crazy. That's irony, right? That's
irony for real. Hey, I thought that commercial was phenomenal.
Yeah,
but a strong second for me was the Amazon, and I'm gonna tell y'all why. Was the Amazon commercial? All right, that featured Forrest Whitaker. I'm gonna tell y'all why. Listen. If y'all paid attention to this commercial, then what you saw was that both of Forrest Whitaker's eyes work. Both of them did. I watched it. I got a screenshot of it in my phone right now.
Yeah,
both of his eyes went the same way.
And what did I say when
two times?
What did I say about his eyes?
You said it was CGI,
but it's CGEYE.
Yeah, you said it was CGEYE. Well, I'm like, no, it's not CGEYE,
eye, bro.
It was not a digital eye. His eye, he lost some weight and his eye started working. And his eyes started, and y'all know for years. His claim is Forrest Whitaker. So as soon as you hear Forrest Whitaker, you just see I. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? His name is Forrest I. Whitaker. And it's like, dude, you just see that I.
It's in the corner on punishment.
That's what I'm saying, dude. And so when I saw that I move, I'm like, oh my God. And my issue was, ain't nobody on Facebook. They act as if they ain't see that I. And I was like, wait. Y'all ain't about to sit up here and pass this achievement. This is an achievement. I don't know what he did.
It's a modern day miracle,
right?
Man.
I don't know whether he had surgery, whether he had, you know what I'm saying, did something. He could have had a contact to put that eye right supposed to be in place, but that eye worked.
And some of these movies I watched with him, I wanted to slap the side of his head like the TVs back in the day when the TV used to
get that eye in focus.
Come on back. Come on back. Slap the side of his head. We want to give a shout out to everybody that's joining us online. We got Lynn McCree, we got Elvin Owens, and we got Kira Daffin. We love you all. Thank you for tuning in to the show.
Hey, thank you guys so much. And I hope you guys really enjoyed the show. In just a few minutes, we are going to get a phone call concerning or featuring a artist whose name is Jay Brown. Artist whose name is Jay Brown. I'm saying James. His name is not James. I don't know what his name is, but it's Jay Brown, who has a song called Sunrise Sunset. Now let me do a pause for the cause. All right, listen. We're not a music show,
right?
But we don't turn away music. So if you guys have music, if you want to interview and or want to get your song premiered, and we don't discriminate against any type of music, R&B, hip hop, pop. If you white and you want to do bluegrass, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Give us a call, gospel, whatever. Give us a call. You guys, if you want a moment on the show, we're gonna have you. Real talk. We want you to be a part of the Millennial Sound so we can get whatever we can do to help you, get your stuff out on air. But Jay Brown will be coming up real soon. We're going to talk about Liam Neeson and
let me ask you one quick question. But right before we get to Jay Brown, what did you think about the halftime performance?
Oh yeah, we do need to talk about that.
Yeah.
First of all, I think Maroon 5 did a phenomenal job. I really enjoyed Maroon 5. I enjoy Adam Levine, but then again, I'm a Maroon 5 fan. Let me preface that. You know what I'm saying? I was able to see PJ Morton. You know what I'm saying, on the keys doing his thing, and of course he's the MD for Maroon 5, and he's one of the background singers for Adam Levine, even though they were singing, but they didn't have a mic to where we can hear him on the TV. You know what I'm saying? So, but I enjoyed the halftime show. I thought Big Boy was a big boy. He was really out there because he's an Atlanta native.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
He wanted to show off his fur coat.
That's exactly what he did. You know what I'm saying? He didn't rap, his track did.
Yeah, exactly. And that coat was bigger than him.
For real.
It was like a 6T.
It was a lot. It was a lot. And then you had the rapper.
Oh, Travis Scott.
Travis Scott, man, he did his thing.
Let me say this. I've seen Maroon 5 because I'm a fan too. And I've seen them when they came to Detroit, and I wanted them to take it up a notch, as far as the performance and the entertainment value. They sounded great. The music was good. The lead vocals was cool. Nothing was overdone. But I want to say something. You cannot put a choir with every artist, because that chick, whoever she was, Gospel Lady was horrible. Let me listen to my English. You was trash.
Oh my God. And so let me tell you what I put on Facebook. God. My stat on Facebook was the moment when everybody who heard you live said you smashed, and then you listened to the taped recording and heard what everybody else heard.
Oh my God, gospel lady.
Reality came to her when she got home.
She was trying to steal a moment. That's what it was.
And my thing was, I know that song. I had no clue where that
didn't fit.
No,
but okay,
that was bad. And I love Jesus. I love Jesus, and I love Jesus music. But she had no right.
It was terrible.
Being
it was
in that,
good and terrible too. She said, "If I'm going to go up in flames, it's going to be an inferno."
Hey, she was her own bonfire. Yeah. And then she had the witchcraft hair. It was just a lot going on.
Look. The only thing I will say though, collectively, I think that it was kind of like a deconstructed gumbo of everything that's good musically. And it's just kind of like, okay, the rice is over here, the shrimp is over here, and it didn't come together. The transitions between songs was kind of rough, as well as.
Hey, I gotta be honest. Yeah. I agree with you on that. The transitions between songs was rough. Like that transition between the Maroon 5 and what's that rapper dude name again?
Travis
Scott. That transition when Travis Scott was done going into the next song,
it was bad. And Adam was up there rocking. He was doing some kind of two-step that was just unconventional.
Pause. Exactly. I have a problem.
Yeah.
I got a problem.
There it is. I knew it was. I was going to jog your memory, bro.
I got an issue. And for all my gay people out there, this ain't got nothing to do with y'all. For all the women who enjoyed it, this ain't got nothing to do with y'all. I have a personal issue.
All right.
I had an issue. I knew Adam Levine was going to get naked on stage. I knew it. That's what his MO is. He gets naked. Whatever. But when Adam Levine got naked and start doing that twisty dance type thing,
yeah,
dude, I started feeling a certain type of way. I'm like, I turned my head from the TV. I said, wait,
yeah,
I shouldn't be seeing this.
No,
what is he doing?
It was very.
And why does he have California written across his belly?
Yeah,
what the heck is going on, Adam?
But a lot of people were saying that he should have been scrutinized for being topless to the level that Janet Jackson was, because when her boob was exposed, now his nips are exposed.
Hey, let me say this. At least we was looking to see Janet Jackson's titties. That was the best TV moment in TV history.
I thought I did that with my mind, because in my mind, I'm like,
nobody saw that coming.
Show it to me, Janet.
It was like, watch it to the end of the song.
And that was the longest 3 seconds.
Let me tell you,
bro.
And this is right when TiVo came out and you could pause.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, do you know how many people that was around it? I think everybody missed the second half of the game.
Yeah.
Because don't nobody even know who played that year.
No.
But they know that Justin Timberlake snatched Janet titty
out. Yeah.
All right, y'all, we got to stop now because I think our guest is calling in. This is the Millennials Sound show. Tell us your name and where you're from.
Nah, this is Raphael with Jay Brown.
What's going on, Mr. Raphael with Jay Brown, man? We are having a good time right now. And we've just been talking about the Super Bowl and the halftime show. And but we are absolutely anticipating being able to talk to Mr. Jay Brown. Is he ready?
Good stuff. Let me get him for you.
Cool.
Sure.
Yeah, man. So
we get to talk to the assistant before.
I like that, man. That was a good setup.
I think we should do that, man.
Yeah. I'll be the assistant voice.
You gonna do that? Yeah. I think we should do that. Like forever.
So y'all gonna leave dead there because we waiting on.
No, we
was definitely talking. We was just having a conversation.
No, y'all what?
We wasn't having a conversation.
No, you was looking at your phone.
Hey, he asked me a question that threw me off. Oh my God!
Can't get thrown off on there.
Yep, you're absolutely right. I apologize, Mr. Glenn. See, this is why we got the boss man in the room. So here's the thing: how did you feel about the nakedness? Do you think that Adam Levine should be criticized as much as Janet Jackson
for what he did?
No, I don't.
Yeah,
I agree with you,
because Red Hot Chili Peppers did the halftime show one point, and they was all topless, all of them.
I mean, men have been getting topless since the beginning of time.
Yeah, exactly.
We started out like that.
I mean, I caught some of the halftime show. I was not impressed. I am a Maroon 5 fan.
Mm-hmm. I've seen them do that at the Palace.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely not one of the. It's probably not even one of the middle ground.
My problem
shows
with
that
Maroon
that
5 is that they don't work as hard as they used to. They just don't.
I agree with that.
And I became a fan when they dropped the first album.
Yeah.
And I caught them in 3 different cities, and they were a phenomenal band.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they are now.
Right.
Well,
I mean,
for one, they're not a band anymore. It's not like they're actually together. They haven't came out with an album in what 2-3 years, really.
No, they are a band.
Yeah, they're still a band.
They are together, and they still have a record deal, and they still work.
They just dropped a new single about a month or 2 ago.
Yeah,
it was in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
You guys are on the line with Jay Brown.
Hey, Jay Brown, you are on the Millennials Sound show. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us where you're from.
From Detroit, Michigan, born and raised.
Yes, sir. Let me ask you the critical question. Is that east or west side that I hear?
West side, the best side.
There you go.
All day. All day.
I'm an east sider, but I'll let you have that one this time.
No, man, straight west side.
Because your company.
I don't know.
Yeah, right. Straight up and down, dude. Right off Greenfield for me, man. I grew up right across the street from Renaissance High School. West side, all day.
Oh, man. I'm Evergreen in 7 Mile.
Oh,
yes, sir, Reverend. Yes, sir. I'm with that.
Y'all just sound like them dudes I used to catch the bus over here to rob.
Snap. You sound quite convincing, man.
Right, he does sound quite convincing, doesn't
because I'm absolutely, positively serious.
I believe that. All right, so Jay Brown, listen, before we get into your stuff, man, I want to bring you on the conversation that we've been having. Did you see the Super Bowl on Sunday?
Saw the Super Bowl.
Did you see the halftime show?
I saw the halftime show.
What did you think about the halftime show?
Well, I like Maroon 5. I mean, Travis Scott, I'm a huge fan of his. Big Boy, I think he's big boy. He's dope. But I think it wasn't that.
There was the hired help that day.
Right.
Yeah, it didn't have that. It didn't have
that wow factor.
Yeah, that's true.
So that wow factor. Yeah, it didn't have it.
It didn't leave you breathless. Right. They didn't do for me like
Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
Did.
Oh no, Bruno is he on a different level. Yeah.
All right.
They definitely didn't. No.
Jay Brown, man, let's get into your music, man. You got a song out that's called Sunrise Sunset. Tell me about it.
Sunrise Sunset is basically just a song that's, basically explaining, what a woman means to you. You want her all the time. You want her from sunrise to sunset. And I'm basically just trying to convey a message that, people will not only understand, but maybe they'll follow, follow those lyrics and maybe incorporate it into their relationships, particularly men, because a lot of men, you don't hear young men like myself talking about stuff like this nowadays. So, that was my primary reason as to why I wrote it, just because I wanted to get people that love music,
it's a lane for it.
Take them back in the day where we once existed in terms of, the true R&B lovers and in hopes that it would actually pull people in. And like I said, maybe they, incorporate that into their daily lives and into their relationships. And, that was my whole objective.
So what got you into music? Tell us some of your influences and how you got started in music.
Oh, cool. All right. So I started singing in church, and singing on the playground in elementary school, serenading young ladies.
That's it, man.
That's
getting those numbers up early.
Right, getting those numbers up.
Yeah. So from that point, it just went on, the talent shows and doing musicals and, national anthems. And then just after that, it was just like normalcy at that point. I just wanted to keep doing it. Yep.
So tell me about some of your influences. Like, I know, coming up in the church and then but who did you listen to? Who did you try to pattern your style after? Give us that insight.
It was a combination of people I've always listened to, but in terms of my favorite, most influential people that I really admired, Marvin Gaye, Donny Hathaway, Sam Cooke,
Sam Cooke,
Tank.
Yes, sir.
James Brown, but I would say mostly Marvin Gaye, Donny Hathaway, Tank, Sam Cooke. Yeah.
That's cool, man. So, do you classify your sound as strictly R&B?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I'm an R&B artist, but I try to be as diverse as possible. But I do a combination of everything. Pop. I try to fuse everything together: pop, R&B, maybe a little hip hop type of influence. Just depending on the vibe, depending on the beat. I try to just switch it up as much as possible because I don't want to stay in this one box. I want people to see like, hey man, this artist can do not only one thing, he can do multiple things. So that way I'm not so closed in, But R&B that's my primary, genre.
So Jay, I want to ask you this question, and this is a fun question, so that you could think about it for a half a second, then you can answer. If you was going to do a collab with any artist that's out there right now, who would you want to collab with? What will be your favorite or your dream collaboration?
Bruno Mars.
That's a good one.
That was great, man.
That's a good one. Bruno, that'll be hot.
Yeah.
Well, one thing about it, that proves, Jay, that you got some heart.
Yeah.
Real talk.
For real.
That proves that
we know he the man.
Ain't no question.
He is.
He is
top of the ladder right now.
Yeah, he is at the top.
So
of the
tell
industry.
us, how can we find your music?
Oh man, I'm glad you asked. So basically, if people want to find out more about me, man, I would love if they took the time out to check out my music. My website which is jbrownmusiconly.com, and also, I'm always on Instagram and Twitter. So that my name on Instagram and Twitter is jbrownmusiconly, and I'm always responding to people on there, man. I follow people back. I just like to stay, as involved with people who follow me. I don't want to say fans, but just people who support me as much as possible. So yeah, Twitter, jbrownmusiconly, Instagram, jbrownmusiconly, and my website is jbrownmusiconly.com.
So you have any performances or anything coming up that we could check out here locally or anywhere else?
I'm actually in the shop right now, man. I just did a WGN, the news network station here. I just did that this morning. I'm on a promo tour right now, which is the Sunrise Sunset promo tour. Tomorrow I'm doing another performance live in Chicago again on there. Fox 32. That's gonna be around 9 o'clock in the morning. So if y'all just go online and click the link,
do it, man.
You'll be directed to the performance. And I got some stuff coming up in LA, also in New York and DC. So just trying to stay active, man. Trying to stay active and let people know who Jay Brown is.
So this is what I want you to do, Jay. Two things. Number one, when you get off the line, man, I want you to go over on Facebook and I want you to hit up the Millennials Sound page, and I want you to brief in the page. And man, I'm going to give you whatever access that you need to post your flyers, to post when you got new music or when you're going to whatever city, because we got people all over the country that's on the Millennial Sounds page. And man, we want to boost up our numbers just like you want to boost up yours. So we want to help each other out on that one. All right. That's number one.
Oh, my man.
So, man, you could definitely use our platform as another platform for yourself. And feel free to do that. That's number one. And number two, I want you to introduce your song because we're going to play it right here.
Oh, bet it up. Yo, let's get into it. This is my new single. It's your boy Jay Brown, Detroit's own. My new single is titled Sunrise Sunset. Support your boy. Matter of fact, you can catch it on iTunes too. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. Let's get it.
Appreciate you guys.
No problem at all, man. Thank you.
Take care, man.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
That's actually sounds pretty dope.
Waking up in the morning, looking at the sunshine on your face. You mean the world to me, and it just can't be replaced. Said I need you like the air I breathe. All my friends, they can't believe somebody like you loves all Ain't got nothing on your smile. You sparkle like the most expensive jewelry that anyone could buy. My friends, they can't believe somebody like you loves only me. Somebody like you loves only me. You remind me of the sunrise. Your smile brightens up the darkest sky. The day is done in my sunset. And that's when you let me make love to you. You remind me of the sunrise. Your smile brightens up the darkest sky. And the day is done in my sunset. And that's when you let me make love to you. Know that I see the things that you meant to me. Oh, don't change a thing about the way you smile. Yeah, brightens up, brightens up the sky. Oh, sky. Oh, you remind me of the sunrise. Your smile brightens up the darkest sky. When the day is done in my sunset. And that's when you let me make love to you. You remind me of the sunrise. Your smile brightens up the darkest sky. When the day is done in my sunset.
20 seconds.
And that's when you let me make love to you.
Right now. Right now. All right, fam. That was Jay Brown with Sunrise Sunset on the Millennial Sound Show. We want to thank him for calling in and giving us the time. You know, good interview.
Yo, we want to hear from you right now. Call in 248-429-7224. That's 248-429-7224 on Vent Radio for the Millennial Sound Show.
All right, we want to thank Jay Brown for tuning in to the Millennial Sounds and giving us a great interview. And we just listened to Sunrise Sunset, so you can check him out on Jay Brown Music Only and follow him. You know, check him out. It's good music.
I must say, man, I really enjoyed the song.
I did.
I'm gonna tell you what we said offline. I thought it was a booty call song when I first read it. Sunrise, sunset. I'm like, dog, that's some nasty stuff that he about talking about right there.
Oh yeah,
sunrise, sunset, nasty.
I mean, you got to know who you're talking to here. You know, he gonna change.
That's long.
That's kind of like somebody died and was born.
Exactly. I was thinking obituary. Like
I wasn't thinking obituary. Obituary was not in my mind.
Sunrise,
sunrise,
you know what,
sunset.
Colin? Something is
man,
going a little.
It's a couple sandwiches short of a picnic.
Let me tell you something. I've never said that I had it all together.
You got to get off the elevator, man. You know, before it go through the roof, you got to get off at that last floor.
Let me tell you something. Y'all ain't gonna do me like this.
It's funny. He has some pretty good influences too. A lot of old school.
And you can tell.
Yeah.
Very well, very, very well produced piece
Mhm.
of product. And I must tell you that seemed like he's represented properly.
Yeah.
And I know we didn't have any setup time for management to do what they do, but he's out on the road. He's doing promotions. He's doing it the right way. He's doing he's doing his due diligence at radio. It's always a plus when you got a good record, you know.
Absolutely.
I know we're going to hit the record.
Yeah.
And depending on what they do over there, you know, I could see that one going in for a rotation.
Yeah, I hope it does.
It's a good record.
Yeah.
And if we have anything to say about it over here at the Millennial Sound Show, we're gonna do what we can to help push it. You know what I'm saying? And so everybody,
Jay Brown. Go to every music digital outlet. Hit him up on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? At Jay Brown Music Only on Instagram, on Facebook. You know, check him out.
And jbrownmusiconly.com.
You got it.
Jay Brown Music Only.
It's very important that we start to promote websites that we control.
You got it.
It is very, very important, you know, guys, because independent artists already have a hard time breaking through. And if you can download the record for 99 cents, do that. It's better to own the music for $1 than to stream it and the artist get 2.5 cents.
Yeah.
Hey, you're right about it. Listen, y'all, it's time to get into one of our topics that we have for tonight. We're going to talk about this for a little bit. I don't know if you guys actually saw the Good Morning America piece, but Liam Neeson, who has people who's been in movies like Taken,
yeah,
and he did the whole Taken series. He had that movie, I forget the name of it, who his kid ended up killing somebody, and
oh yeah,
it wasn't it, yeah, you know. So he's an old dude who does a lot of action movies. Y'all seen he got a movie out right now with the train and everything, and so
the girl on the train or something.
Yeah, right, girl on the train and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot. He does a lot, but he recently actually did an interview on Good Morning America, and he actually cited an event that happened 40 years ago. And this is one of the things that he said. This
well, let's set it up for the people who may have
not heard it. Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Here's a clip of it.
Liam Neeson, who has a new movie out. It's called Cold Pursuit. And just 24 hours ago, he made headlines for talking about an incident that happened decades earlier involving a very close friend of his who he says was assaulted. And Liam, first of all, I really appreciate your willingness to have this discussion, because when it comes to race, it can be very uncomfortable for people, and it just caught people off guard. How you responded when you were asked about revenge, and you want to explain what you said?
Yeah, we were doing a press junket, and it was you know, the topic of our film is revenge, and it's a dark comedy too, but it's based as revenge. And the lady journalist was asking me, how do you tap into that? And I remembered an incident nearly 40 years ago where a very dear friend of mine was brutally raped. And I was out of the country, and when I came back, she told me about this. And she handled the situation herself and her rapist incredibly bravely, I have to say that. But I had never felt this feeling before, which was a primal urge to lash out. I asked her, did you know the person? It was a man. No. His race? She said he was a black man. I thought, okay. And after that, there were some nights I went out deliberately into black areas in this city, looking to be set upon so that I could unleash physical violence. And I did it for, I'd say maybe 4 or 5 times, until I caught myself on. And it really shocked me, this primal urge I had. It shocked me and it hurt me. I did seek help. I went to a priest. I heard my confession. I was reared a Catholic. I had 2 very, very good friends that I talked to. And
were you
believe
aroused?
it or not, power walking.
Power
walking. 2 hours every day.
You can
to get rid of this. And I'm not.
All right, so there it is.
It's a bunch.
It's a
so
lot.
much stuff.
It's a lot that's in this. Mike, I'm gonna start with you, boss. How do you feel about this? And I'm gonna get how you feel about it first, and then I'm gonna ask my question that I had when it came down to that I had after I heard this. Go ahead, Mike.
Well, when I first heard it, I kind of was thinking, you know, he's trying to defend the honor of a good friend that was raped. The interview goes on to say that the person eventually passed away, right? So
the person who was
The raper or the
who got
rapee?
the rapee,
his friend, yeah, the one that got raped, she ended up dying. But I'm like,
but not as a result of the rape, though, right?
No,
Okay,
no,
cool.
not as a result of the rape, but she ended up passing away. But I just felt like he was just trying to excuse some of the pent up anger, resentment, and hatred that was already in his heart. You know, this situation triggered something in him that made him want to go after or be attacked by a black person in particular. That's crazy to me. I mean, like, like he doesn't have it all.
I feel what you're saying.
I know he has a particular set of skills, but but
he does.
and I kind of wish that somebody would have worked him over in the hood while you down there trying
to work somebody, right?
You know, masquerade as Batman or something.
You know what?
It's bad, man.
I don't know. I mean, I feel what you're saying. I get it 100%. Here's kind of where I stand on this. You got a dude who heard that his friend has gotten assaulted. I've been in that situation. Somebody told me, yo, I've been assaulted. And what he said first was this. He said, as soon as she told me, he said, I was enraged and I wanted to do something then.
Right.
Which says to me that really what you were saying before, he was really, upset about what happened to his friend. And the fact that my man was black, I think was a byproduct. Had my man been white, you know what I'm saying, or German, or I don't know if he would have had a different reaction than what he did because of the fact that how he reacted when he first heard the news of the attack. Here's my problem, and this is my question, because a lot of people are saying, oh, because of what he said, because of what he did, he's a racist. He's an automatic prejudice. Is that really the case, though? Is that really what he said?
I think if he was a racist, I mean, like this, to me, it was not what he did wasn't racist. He was trying to avenge his friend, but I mean, it was more stupid than it was racist.
And now we can talk about the stupidity of the issue.
Here's the thing, man.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. We are 3 black men trying to make some sense out of something that makes no sense at all.
You're right about that.
Okay. Racism is a power thing.
Mm-hmm.
We must drive that point home. Racism is about power. One person's or group of persons' power over another. Okay? This man chose to, while being out on promotions, talk about something that happened 40 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And what he did, see, the 3 of us will never really know what white privilege is all about.
That's true.
Not.
We ain't white.
We'll never know. But this dude made this statement, and after making this statement, tried to clean it up.
Badly.
As he tried to clean it up, every major news organization on the planet Earth wants to talk to him now.
Yep.
To give him the opportunity to try to say, oh, well, this was a long time ago, and I went to my priest and he made me better.
Yeah.
Well, how many times have we heard this story in our lifetime?
But do you think he was trying to pull up a story to kind of make him seem like he was a hero?
I think it was twofold.
And listen, we guys want you to call in 248-429-7224. We guys, we want you to start getting your phones ready because the lines are open right now.
Yes,
all right. 248-429-7224. I want you guys to weigh in on how you guys feel about this. Go ahead.
You said it was 2 things.
I think it was twofold.
Okay.
I think number one, he is a action star.
Right.
He plays in action movies, and usually he's somebody done kidnapped his daughter.
Man,
Right.
Or
It's about a kid.
or
Yeah.
worn that
dog.
storyline out.
Yes. So that is his claim to fame,
Yeah.
if you will. Okay. He's trying to put butts in seats.
You got it.
That's number one. Number two, his moviegoers aren't us. He knew who he was speaking to.
Yeah.
And if you would outwardly now say something like that, there's a group of people called Donald Trump's base that will support you.
They're gonna back you
and pat you on the back and say, I know how, you know what? You a man. I know how you was feeling.
Yeah, exactly. And I wish you would have got that action, so you could have showed the black guy a thing or two.
Exactly. So does this guy really even care how black people feel about this subject?
No.
Probably not.
Absolutely
not.
Because he's from Ireland, and it's kind of like.
Well, have y'all ever seen Conor McGregor? You ever seen?
Have. Oh yeah.
Have you seen his vibrato?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's typically the vibrato of white men from Ireland.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to generalize it, but they are very cocky people from over there, and they pretty much think that they can fist fight and beat anybody.
They are a fighting nation.
Yes,
you got to be.
They
like
are a
Bishop
nation.
70.
Yeah, and that's another thing, man. He about to be 98 and he's still doing action movies. I mean, I guess it's a credit to his diet, but still, like, doggone it, can you please play a granddaddy, please, on somebody movie?
I mean, here's the thing: as long as they get on television and sound sincere, like they are apologizing, just like this governor in Virginia, this dude is saying that ain't me on the picture.
Definitely him on the picture.
But saying something racist in trying to clean up the picture, and his wife was like, definitely
him on
exactly. The picture. So you're seeing white privilege at work, and I tell you what, this movie's gonna do numbers now. Watch and see.
Yeah, he's 66 years old.
Yeah,
still taking down
bad guys, people that
crime
are
bosses.
18, right?
Oh no, but see, but guess what? He don't just take them down in the movies. He takes them down in real life, and he goes to the black community.
He go to the hood
by himself.
Yep, and was waiting for somebody to do.
Pause. He didn't say he was doing that now. He did that 40 years ago. Like, come on, we got to put that in context. He was in his 20s.
Set of skills.
So right, he had a particular set of skills when he was in his 20s, and he went to go fight him. I mean, I don't know. I don't think we should be. I get all the out. I think sometimes people are having outrage just to have it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know some of the people, I should say it like that.
But
some of the people.
That's not what you call outrage, though, Colin.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. A lot of this stuff is fake. They're throwing it out there because they just want to be able to say, hey, I'm going to come against Liam Neeson, because the truth of the matter is they want as much of a platform that he has. And so some people use his name and use others' names just to try to get on.
Is Mr. Nielsen, is he an American citizen?
Neeson is not an American citizen. Nah, I don't know.
Nah. He may have dual citizenship now because he's been doing films for so long. But
I don't know.
I don't
he may
know.
or may not. That's a great question.
He might be on a student visa at 66.
I don't see any reason why a 66-year-old man finds it necessary to talk about some rage that was absolutely wrong.
Yeah.
40 years ago. I just don't.
Yeah, I was just trying to figure out his angle. And it's kind of like, are you trying to show people that you bad? Like, I mean,
no, the question that was asked, because apparently, though it was a comedy, it's a dark comedy, this movie is, right? And the question that was Robin, I think
she did a phenomenal
job. It was
job.
Robin that was doing the interview, right?
Yeah.
The question that she asked was, well, how do you channel the rage? You know what I'm saying, that you had? And then he tells this story. This is what I felt, or this is the stuff that I channel
when I channeled the race. That's how they got on the subject. He just didn't blindly take it out of the air and say, "Oh, I'm going to talk about when I felt like being a racist." You know what I'm saying? Person back 40 years ago.
You channeled the rage by going into confession.
Yeah, you talk to I talked to my priest, and I took long power walks
for 2 hours.
And he was cured.
And he felt the racism come from his body.
No correctional facilities, no therapy. Power walk until you feel better.
Yeah. He said that he was cured.
He was cured completely. We got a call coming in.
Oh my God.
That's another line.
Okay. Yeah.
So that ain't us.
No.
Got it.
All
hey,
right, man.
Well, then somebody need to call us so we can hear that sound, okay?
Yeah, the phone lines are wide open.
248-429-7224. 248-429-7224. Here's the thing.
You got some comments over there, Mike?
Yeah, we do. We got Benny, friend of the show here. He says basically that racism is a noun. It's prejudice, discrimination, antagonism directed against someone of a different race based on their belief that one's race is superior. To support your point, Glenn, he also said he was trying to promote his movie and slip into some boop he did not see. He slipped into some stuff he didn't see.
Well, again, that's us, black men, giving other folks credit.
Yeah.
And making excuses for this is a 66-year-old man. He's not a kid.
Right.
Okay. He's been on this planet longer than any of us.
Mm-hmm.
You not older than 66?
I was just
Colin, he tried it.
Colin, wait.
Hey, I was just asking. I didn't know.
Hold up. Not only am I wait a minute, no. Not only am I not 66, I look younger than you, Colin.
No,
you don't look younger than me.
Yes, Colin.
No, you don't, Colin. I'm looking at you.
You look like my daddy, man.
Get out of here. Hey,
we didn't have.
Hey, don't make us do a side-to-side picture.
And then and then another girl said, "Well, was that your suit that they posted, or was that Colin?"
Whatever, man. I wore that suit a couple Sundays ago. I wore the heck out of that suit. I don't care how you feel. I don't care how y'all feel about that suit.
No,
that
but
suit was good.
Seriously, man. You know, I just get really it I don't want to say it makes me mad. It does, but it upsets me that we are always trying to make an excuse for these people.
Yeah.
We always trying to make ain't no excuse for this dude, man.
Hit my mic.
This is somebody else's show, Sam, man. Sam, man, this is not Thursday. Your show is on Thursday night. No. Sit back and enjoy the show.
Well, Sam, man, I tried, bro.
It's always we always looking for a reason to try to, and that's just who we are naturally.
Yeah,
we really are loving people,
very forgiving, brave people.
Yeah, and to a fault most of the time. Mm-hmm. But this dude knew exactly what he was doing. He knew exactly what he was saying. He knows exactly what the impact of his statements mean in a Donald Trump America.
Yeah.
I'll give you that one.
He knows.
I'll give you that one.
Hey, open my mic, man.
Open his mic up so he can stop.
Yeah. Let Sandman get
Are you sure this your show?
It is. Y'all, listen, we got a special guest that just walked in. He is a family member of the Big Radio. People, let's introduce Sandman. He's been on the show before, and we're happy to have him again.
Didn't he mess the last show up?
No, we had a great conversation. You know, he was on my side. He wouldn't give up his wife for $1 million. I remember that saying, man. Now tell us what you think about this Liam Neeson.
Man, let me tell you something. It's, you know, when we was growing up, that blackface and all that shit, Amos and Andy.
Yeah.
You remember back in the day when Amos and Andy was a type of stereotype that made us look bad.
Yep.
You know, as black men.
I remember that.
Well,
you know,
but
I don't remember.
Wait a minute, but here's the thing now. Here's the thing, so we can get this correct. Some people thought that Amos and Andy made us look bad after we figured out that this was improper. But before that,
right,
we all thought it was funny.
Everybody thought it was funny.
My parents watched that, and I could remember them cracking up at Amos.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But see, you got to think about the time back then when Amos and Andy was on. Amos and Andy was really on the radio.
Right.
Yeah,
You
but
see, you see what I'm saying? Before it went to television.
But here's the thing: we that's all that is evolution.
Yeah, it is.
There was a time where we could watch the Little Rascals and they be slapping the hell out of buckwheat.
Yeah.
And we thought
it was slapping buckwheat.
It was just funny.
Yeah.
But see, we know better now. We know what that means.
Here's the thing.
Benny, you need to hit that phone, man, with these letters you keep typing.
Here's the thing. And I guess this is where I'm at on this. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody, I don't care whether you are a politician, if you're an actor, famous singer, playwright, or whatever. Everybody has had the day of before success. Okay. So every successful person has had the day before success. And for most successful people, you don't forget who you were before you made it. You don't forget what drove you. You know what I'm saying? You don't forget the things that happened to you when you was younger. You get what I'm saying? And I think this is just one of those experiences to where he was telling us, this is what happened to me. This is the type of stuff that I was feeling.
This was the emotion.
Right. This is the emotion that I had. I was outraged. It just so happened that the dude was black. He went to the neighborhood. I wanted to fight. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to get justice, all this other great stuff. I did not see a man who was saying I was racist. What my man said was, when I was going out on these walks, and I was doing these 2-hour power walks or whatever, he said, I really had to confront myself and say, yo, this is not who you are.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what he said. He said, yo, this is not okay. This is not who you are.
In the latter part of the interview, he said,
that's what all I'm saying when they get caught.
Bigotry.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's like,
okay, so wait a minute. Who in the hell don't say that when they get caught?
But listen, I feel what you're saying. I feel what you're saying. But my issue is this. My issue is this.
Wait a minute. Let's slow down a minute. Now let's really examine this. Okay, we all men, and we've all been to the point of being enraged about something.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Did it make you, whatever it was, did it make you want to go and kill somebody, not because they did what they did, but because they were black?
But that's not what he said.
That is what he said.
No. That's not what he said.
He
said he went to the black area looking to get into a fight with a black man because of the fact that somebody who was black
that involved.
What if it had been you? What if it had been me? What if it had been him?
No, I don't disagree with that. But what I'm saying is this, and this is what I started out with saying before, that had it been any other nationality of people, given what he said, he would have done the same thing based off of what he spoke of.
Absolutely not true.
So.
If you believe that, you don't understand.
When she told him that that her raper was black, automatically nobody in their right mind just says, I'm going to go to the hood
and I want to kill a random black man.
And he could have provoked somebody innocent to engage with him and kill the person
because
and
he had
feels
anger.
Justified.
And that's that racism that we have.
Wait a minute. And Mike, and he said, Mike, that he wasn't trying to find the dude that did the rape.
No, not the guy.
Right now, he said he was looking for Colin.
Anybody.
No, he said randomly. No, he said he was looking for you.
He wasn't looking for me 4 years ago. I wasn't here.
Or me. Or him.
He was looking for one of y'all. I wasn't here 40 years ago. He wasn't looking for me.
You look like a black face. And that I felt was disturbing.
I feel that.
Yeah,
now,
that was very disturbing.
Even more so than that. This is where I am now. He told us a story about what happened 40 years ago. Are we saying in this room that nobody can grow out of their feelings for 40 years?
Well, what about what happened, like I just said?
Growing out of your feelings means that you didn't like big girls when you was 20. And now you do. That's growing out of your feelings.
So you're saying that a racist person cannot be unracist?
No,
they can't learn how to be unracist. They cannot get over their racism.
I think that's a question for David Duke. I think that's a question for Donald Trump. I think that's a question for any known racist that we know of. That would be I'm not a racist, so I can't.
What about Ralph?
What about the people who these are the people who has decided to stay solidified in their racism? Man, I'm with that. But what about the people that you didn't know was racist?
Let me find this
Like
old
I'm
Negro
saying,
spiritual, please.
Like I said.
No, I mean, but let's be honest. What you're saying essentially is that people cannot change, period.
What about Ralph Northam?
That's not what we say.
Why is
the people cannot change?
Get out of here. We're not having
You have to clarify what you saying, Colin.
I feel what you're saying. We're talking about
atmosphere that Donald Trump is throwing out to America.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Everybody just come out with what they really true feel.
I'm not disagreeing with you. But I'm saying is we cannot base how somebody truly feels off of a statement concerning what happened to them 40 years ago.
You can't even say how an individual truly feels.
No,
that's true.
You're not even qualified to say that.
But I can say this. When it came down to me, I'm 32 years old.
Okay.
Who I was when I was 22 is different.
Know what that
when
mean?
I'm 32.
Let me tell you what being 32
Colin
means.
has some power walking and some.
I've had some power walking and some talk with him.
Wait a minute. I'm going on 53.
Hold up.
Tell him, Glenn.
Hold up. Colin, have you ever had a girlfriend that someone of any race violated or disrespected?
Yes.
Okay. Did you want to beat that person down?
I wanted them.
Thank you for calling the Millennials Sounds. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
This Bernie?
This
hey,
Benny.
family, this is Benny. How are
Yeah,
you?
Benny! We
Benny in the house. What up, Benny?
What's up? What's up?
Hey, talk to us, Benny. Tell us how you feel.
Listen, man, you know, racism is a learned behavior.
I agree.
You're not born racist. You taught to think racist and to act racist and to live that racist lifestyle. Okay? So that being said, Glenn, I believe you can transform from a racist state to a non-racist state. Because it is something that you were
now
taught
you need to prove
and that
it.
you learned.
You really feel like
he
for
just
real,
said
Benny? For real, Benny?
Benny said that racism is a learned behavior. I agree with him 100%. Anything you can learn, you can unlearn.
Well, let's see. Okay. Did you learn your ABCs?
I did, and I still know them.
Okay. Unlearn them now.
Forget about them. You don't know that no more.
See, listen, I hear what you guys are saying, and I'm not trying to be the bearer of bad news. I'm just trying to be candid because I'm sick and tired of us making excuses for other folks that hate us.
But Glenn is not making excuses.
That's what it is.
No, it's not.
It's given the same thing that you would want.
It's a true fact. No.
See, this way, but I'm not. Now I'm not.
No.
But I was the dog that is screwing everything and disrespecting women left and right. But I ain't that guy now.
That has nothing.
I've grown. I've learned a different way of living. I've learned how to treat women.
I'm with you on that, Benny.
Shit, Benny, you know you'll go to jail.
Okay, wait a minute.
No, you'll learn real quick.
Listen, the racists go to jail for a hate crime.
No, hold it.
Oh, no.
I hear what you're saying, Benny.
Basketball team.
Thank you.
I hear what you're saying. And conceptually, that makes all the sense in the world that, yes, people can change. I'm not saying that people can't change.
Yes,
what I'm saying is
you're saying that racist people can't change.
I'm saying no. What I'm saying is this. So and get this, millennial. So get this right here. Get this right here. You're talking about something that is born and bred. Okay, it's born and bred. These people have been doing things to other people in the world throughout the history of the world. So if you want to think that somebody can transform from 9 generations of hating you to loving you, then you have at it. See, I'm gonna give it to you real.
I'm gonna have at it because I just don't believe. I just
everyone is
incapable.
Thank you.
That type of tyrant where they
you're not. I'm not, Mike. I'm not saying incapable. What I'm saying is this. And I don't know how y'all.
Thanks, Benny. I appreciate it, man.
All I'm saying is this. All I'm saying is this. If you're breeding pit bulls to fight, okay? If that's what you're doing, you're breeding pit bulls to train them to fight and make money for you, okay? You're not gonna take a dog that has been fighting and surviving from violence, and now bring him into the home and turn him into the house pet?
Yeah. They're programmed.
They're programmed. And I'm not saying that people can't change. We all know, we're intelligent people. We all know that people can change. But we're not just talking about, hey, see, that's what he's claiming, that he went to his Catholic priest.
Took a couple long walks around the block.
And did a Hail Mary, and he came out and he wasn't a racist no more. Well, there's only one man on the face of the earth that would believe that. And you know who that man is? Us. Because nobody else would believe that.
Yeah.
No other man on the face of the earth would believe he went to his Catholic priest and he said a Hail Mary and he came out to church not hating black people anymore.
And then this is what understanding I didn't understand either. Ralph Northam, the governor of Virginia.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Racism that has been going on. There's no call for him in a dramatic way to stop what he said.
You know why? Because there are people who feels like, man, that was so long ago. He was a kid.
It was 20 years though, Glenn.
Wait a minute, but I'm just telling you now.
20 years.
There are people, Colin probably one of them.
I'm listening.
Dang. There are people that feel like, you know what? That was a long time ago.
It was a joke.
Get that guy a break.
It was a joke.
Guess what? You can get a guy a break. You can give him a break because here's the thing. At least we looking at a picture and we're not sure if that's that dude. This dude said out of his own mouth what his feelings was at the time. Now, if that was a black woman who had gotten raped, would he have went in the black neighborhood to kill a black man that night?
Or if it was,
there's the question.
Yeah,
that's the question.
See, there's the question right there.
But I'm saying, and we're asking a rhetorical question that can never be answered because that's not what happened.
Oh yeah,
it wasn't a black woman.
Oh yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
Right.
It wasn't a black woman. That black woman wasn't his friend, and he didn't go in there
as a millennial. You
for that black woman.
So what did you think about his
born as a millennial? You could ask.
What did you think about? First, he said, "Okay, world, I'm sorry. I made a mistake. I was insensitive." Then he fuck around and turned around the next day and said, "I didn't do that." Cocaine is a hell of a drug. You know what I'm saying?
Did you have any today?
This Rick James type of shit. I never put my feet on Eddie Murphy's white couch. Yeah, I remember I put my feet on it. You know, I was like, seriously? Did you just do that?
So here's the thing. When it comes down to the explanation, I think there's two factors that I'm looking at when it comes down to the explanation. Number one, whatever he said on Good Morning America, I believe that's what happened.
Why?
Honest to Pete.
Why?
The explanation that came the next day, I believe, came from the publicist and what they told him to say.
He tried to clean it up.
But why you gonna clean it up off of Michael Jackson out of all people, a dead black man?
I missed that part.
Oh, he said
we didn't.
I had the shoes, the glove, and I just put a little bit of shoe polish on my cheeks because I know how hard that shoe polish is to come off. Hello, did y'all
see?
Come on,
this is what I'm saying.
Y'all better tune in Thursday. Y'all better mess with me Thursday.
His wife looked at it like this.
Right. A fool, I wish you would try to moonwalk.
Oh, you talking about the
governor? Wait. We're talking about the governor. We're not talking about Liam Neeson.
That's what we talking
about the governor.
Okay, so when you asked me about the explanation, I'm thinking you were talking about Liam Neeson.
No,
I apologize.
That clown, that simple. That just shows
I
part of the
apologize.
racism that we have in America.
Okay.
But this is a major situation.
Well, first of all, this didn't happen in America. This was in Ireland when it came down to him. But okay, but now we're off Liam Neeson. We're talking about the governor.
Home.
All right, so now let's catch everybody up for a moment because Sandman didn't brought a whole nother.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
He turned his mic on, and now
he didn't turn his mic on. Right, that's my fault. All right,
so
so
man got on here and told you cocaine was terrible.
He did.
open confession.
Yeah, he told. I don't
He
use
trying to
that
change his behavior
anymore, ladies and gentlemen.
So if he start walking around the booth,
then we gonna find out. We gonna find out. Cocaine is a heck of a drug.
He already confessed.
We had a decent show going on here for a minute.
And so when it comes down to the governor of Virginia,
you want him to keep his job. I know what you want, Colin.
No, I didn't say that. I think you might be surprised about my opinion about this.
Come on with it, Colin. Surprise me.
What was it? 1984. He there was a picture in his grad school book or something like that.
Yep.
Which was a racist photo.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. And
Blackface and Ku Klux Klan.
Right. Blackface and Ku Klux Klan. Things of that nature. All right. Cool. Let's go. And so now there's an uproar and everything like that. He's saying, "Hey, it happened 20 years ago. Y'all need to get past it." Pretty much. That's the overall gist of it.
He said he was trying to explain it. I don't know if it was a panel of people or if he was being interviewed. His wife was sitting next to him, and he started to make light of the racism side of it. And she tapped him like, "Bruh,
calm down.
You can't do that."
Hey, you can't do that. See, y'all can't do that. Y'all gonna throw me. See, Colin really. Colin gonna probably throw his mic at me after this one.
No, listen. Here's where I'm at. Here's where I'm at on this.
Oh my
when
God.
It comes down to this governor, I do believe that this governor needs to step down. Not only do I believe that this governor needs to step down.
You sound like a politician.
No, I'm not ducking anything.
The question was,
he asked me, how do I feel about the explanation or what's going on when it comes down to Virginia? Is that what you asked me?
Do he need to step down?
Did I not just answer that question? I answered that question head on. Am I ducking?
Do he need to step down because he ain't no damn good? Or do he need to step down only because there is an appearance of him not being no good?
Now that's what I didn't ask.
So let me say this. When it comes down to being in the limelight, the two are one and the same. Period. When it comes down to being in the front, if you have the appearance that you're no good, which means that your reputation has been nicked and your reputation has been horrible, it's the same difference as if you're not being any good. You are no longer effective in your position. It's time for you to go.
So was he?
You do not have the trust of the people because you're no longer trustworthy, whether it's true or whether it's not.
So that means that we would have to assume that he was trustworthy before we found out about this photo.
We would have to. I mean, that's the assumption. Now, I will say this: I have never followed Virginia's politics.
See, Colin.
So I don't know anything about this governor, but based off of this issue,
did you see
this is enough for me?
Wait a minute.
To be able to say
you saw the picture, right?
I did not see the picture.
Do
we have the picture?
We're going to find the picture.
Let's find the picture. Now, that picture is not going to change the fact that I feel the way I feel. He needs to step down.
No, I know because he
needs to step down. He needs to step down.
It's going to be your church that he visits.
I hope he comes.
But see, you going to bring,
and I hope he comes.
See, let me tell you what white folks do. White folks do what they want to do, and then they come to your church and say, "I'm sorry," and your congregation said,
"We're voting for you."
You know what? He a good man.
You know what?
I got my vote.
You got my vote.
What do you think about that? And if he was a Republican, we could say, "Oh, that's some bullshit. That's what they do." But now he's a Democrat, and all of us are voting Democratic. What is this reputation about to do? Ooh. We talking about 2020.
Well, let me show you this though, Sam, man. Let me point this out.
That's heavy.
Now we sitting here on this show, this radio show, and we're trying to figure out if these two white men are in fact racist, which we'll never be able to do, by the way. But do you know how many white folks say that they not racist?
They say
majority of them.
Yeah, all of them, really.
So
that's how they lead the conversation.
Right, they lead I'm not racist.
They try to convince you that they're not racist.
Mm-hmm. That's almost like the comment, with all due respect, something disrespectful about
or no shade.
Or no shade. You know you about to say something shady.
So that's my lead in, Mike, to does it really matter whether we think that the governor should step down and that the Liam man is racist only because he went out to target black people? Does it, in the grand scheme of things?
I think that what history has shown is that our opinion doesn't matter.
That's
because true. We don't have the controlling majority in a lot of the decision making, whether it be with you know, Harvey Weinstein.
Did
Donald-
anybody
Donald
say, Mike,
Sterling.
if you know, Mike, did anybody say they was pulling his movie from the movie houses?
Absolutely not. Because he's still doing press.
He's still making money. He's still making money.
Yeah.
But he went and said that outside of the country, mind you.
So we got folks calling for the governor's job, and he's a politician. He can make change in
reform. Yeah, you got it.
In his state and or America. We got a movie actor who nobody is asking for his movie to be pulled.
But we had directors getting pulled from movies just from allegations of misconduct.
Sexual misconduct.
So this is what I'm saying, and I don't really, man.
Not just
I really don't be
trying
trying to
white,
be
black
hard on the shows. I just try to be candid because I understand that we have a diverse age group of men in this room, and I understand totally that we look for the best in people. That's just what we do. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't. But at the same time, you're going to keep going for the banana in the tailpipe. You ain't going to let somebody trick you with another trick.
Right. That's what Benny was saying on Facebook. He said, how many racist acts does a person need to make to appear racist or not racist? Or is it the level of the racist act?
But they're only racist to us. See, they're only racist to us.
That's big facts right there.
But here's a big factor too.
Yeah.
Here's a big factor.
I agree with
I
that.
know that our ancestors have, gone through a lot for us to vote and have voting rights. But one, you got to understand, we don't have 100% voting rights.
Right.
First of all. Two, we've been voting for the Democratic people forever. Okay. And three, now we find out we got a rotten apple within the party. But what is the party saying? But I'm getting ready for the party in 2020. I have a real problem with
Sam,
that.
man, let me tell you the issue that I have with this. Okay. And I feel what you're saying. But we have to then assume that the white people that's in the Democratic Party are not racist. Here's the thing. I've never we have to assume that they're not racist.
Oh, he's
right?
just the only one out.
Oh, right. So no. Hear me what I'm saying. We make the assumption because we vote Democrat, that the white men that are in the Democratic Party are actually for the black man or for the black man more than the
that's not what we think.
white man.
No, we think they're going to make change for us.
They spent our issues.
They spent our issues
just to get in.
Just to get in. Now, check this out. Here's the thing.
We're trying to pick one devil over the other devil.
Exactly.
Here's the thing. And I've never said this. Never said this openly in like a radio setting because I've never had the opportunity.
You ain't at church.
But I always believe that every white person that I meet is racist until they prove me different. Politician, regular person, any other thing.
Look me in my eyes and say that statement.
Right. without blinking. Every white person is racist until they prove something different to me. I've always believed that. If you talk to my wife, she would say that. If you would talk to my parents, they will say that.
Wait. So let's slow down, Colin.
Yeah.
Let's slow down. Let's take it a piece at a time. If you feel that every white person is racist to you until they prove that they're not. How does he prove to you, Colin, that he's not?
That is a heavy question.
It is a heavy question.
Jeez.
There's not a whole lot of folk that has actually proved anything different.
See,
maybe with the exception of two. There are two people that are in my life right now who are Caucasian. Actually, I shouldn't say two people. It's really a whole family. And they're not.
Let the dough get kicked in, and then you in there.
And I believe wholeheartedly that if guns start spraying, they will put their body over mine.
Oh,
I believe that.
That's a bold statement.
It is a bold statement. But see, you can make bold statements when you know people.
Okay,
that's true.
You just
Plain and
said-
simple. I don't care. And you can say whatever you want, Glenn. When you know what, listen.
Hey, Glenn is like, that's a family
I double
unicorn.
down. I double down on this. When
That's
you
some
know
magic.
people, you can make bold statements like that.
okay.
I will put my body over theirs, and they will put their body on mine. Real talk. I will put my body on their children. They just had a baby. Congratulations to them. I love them. But
What
real
year
talk.
do they say the millennials they cut off at?
18 to 35.
You
18 to
trying,
35.
to change the name of the show like
tomorrow. 18 to 35.
So wait a minute, Kyle. I just want to take you a step at a time, man. And there's nothing wrong with feeling that kind of friendship for someone. But unless you have been put in that position, how do you know?
I don't.
You
I would,
don't.
I would just have to hope that.
So if you don't,
You know what I'm saying? I would just have to hope that. Well, here's the thing.
That's what Jesse Jackson did too. He tried to keep hope alive.
I pray
oh yeah.
that we never be in a position that somebody kick the door and start
Boy, I
spraying
sure
bullets.
would want to be on the
really,
plantation with you.
I
Carl.
really hope that.
I
really
hope
hope
these
that.
people don't start slavery back up, man.
I was just getting ready to say that.
And real
what
talk-
if they said that we start to
If-
have to
if
get
you
away
go
from
to-
lunch counters?
Colin,
We can't
if you
eat at
go
lunch
to the-
counters no more.
Colin,
They would invite
They
them to
start
theirs.
making water fountains.
Colin,
You got to
I'm
go to
telling
this
you right now.
bathroom.
I'm telling you
Promise
right
God.
now,
Say that.
The
on
people
the
that
air.
I know will bring me to their table.
If they start slavery up again, Colin, you go to the Johnson plantation. I'm going to the Jackson.
Say what you will. Once somebody proves something to me, they got me. That's real. You know what I'm saying? But see, they proved it. And so however way they end up doing it, however way, you know, and I'm not going to go into the story or anything like that.
Daddy, man.
But hey, my father has white people that are friends, that are legitimately
I didn't
friends.
see you blowing
know
the
what I'm
lines.
saying?
I didn't say you couldn't have white people that wasn't your friend.
Here's the thing. If you have the type of mindset to where I'm always going to keep you at arm's length because of what you might do to me, then I don't really believe your friendship is real. There's nothing that I won't that I don't trust Mike in.
So do you believe that history is accurate?
I do believe history. Well, history is history.
Wait a minute.
The things that happen, and we can't take that back.
But
Wait a minute.
it was not cataloged accurately. And
Well,
yeah.
Well, I'm not.
It's
Let's
not. I don't
forget the
believe
catalog.
history. Yeah, I don't believe history is
Do
accurate.
you believe that a people came and got your ancestors while smiling and cutting deals to trick you onto a slave ship? Do you believe that happened?
I don't know. I don't know if I ever thought of it. I don't know if I really honestly believe
So,
it, though.
Okay. So you don't believe that when you were brought to this country, that there was a lot of trickery and,
I'm sure that
and
they
deceit
did trick us to get here.
and lies and all of these terrible things. You don't believe that happened? So because you just said, if a person shows me that they're my friend, they're going to be my friend until they prove me different. Well, you know what?
No, what I said is that when it comes down to white people, I think all white people are racist until they prove me different. And then once you have me, you got me. Now, if something end up happening,
Colin, that's kind
after
of
that is
crazy.
over. If something happens to where they prove disloyal, hey, then I'm wrong. That's happened to me before.
Well, but do you just
So
hear what
he-
you just said?
he have-
though? That
He hasn't
man
proved to you that he's disloyal?
has been in Virginia with black people voting for him, believing that he was on their team, their friend, and now
The
he
lieutenant governor is a black man.
And exactly, but yet and still, look what happened to him. Now he's under sexual allegations.
Yep.
Isn't that goddamn
Mhm.
convenient?
And so now check this out.
You
Hey,
know?
man, I wasn't talking about the government being my friend. I was saying that the people that are in my life that are Caucasian, that's them. That's them. That's all.
And that's fine.
When it comes down to this governor,
but you,
this is
Yeah,
how I
he's
feel when it
trash.
comes down to the governor.
but you also
The governor
said-
should step down because now he no longer has the trust of the people.
Do
The-
you think so in Virginia? You know,
Virginia got
you
a white people.
You do know the history about Virginia, right? That's where the first black folks was brought in from slavery, straight in
Wait a
Hampton.
minute. Benny
look-
says,
You do know that,
I
right?
understand that.
Okay.
I'm saying he should
Benny
step down
says-
because of that.
Benny says on the Facebook feed you have to take people at face value until they prove you different. What the hell has 400 years proved?
400 years of what other white people have done doesn't prove anything with the person that is in your life.
So if that's the truth, if that be the truth, Mr. Millennial, if that be the truth, how come you don't look at your brother the same way?
What brother? Because this guy.
Oh, what brother?
This guy.
Oh,
which brother?
Oh,
no. I'm trying to get an understanding.
So cold,
no. I'm trying to get an understanding because when we're talking about
you don't
because
need,
this
do
guy right here.
Do you know what a brother is?
I do know what a brother
What is. A brother?
Here,
black.
We talking about black, ain't we? That's what we talking about.
No, you talking about brotherhood, mankind.
That's what I'm talking about. See, that's what I'm talking about.
So when he said your brother, he was talking about the white people that you.
Because you said that he would take a bullet for you.
He would.
That's what a brother does.
He would take a bullet for me, and I'll take a bullet for him. I'll take a bullet for his wife.
So,
and that's real. I'll take a bullet for Mike. I'll take a bullet for every last one of my kids. Yeah. You know, I wouldn't take a bullet for his ex-wife, though.
Is the ex-wife the one who bore the kids?
Yeah, I still won't take a bullet.
What's wrong with you?
Sorry, children. Sorry.
Dog right there.
I ain't taking a bullet. Hey, you heard what I said. You heard what I said. I ain't taking a bullet for the ex-wife.
Here, Mike, this is what I'm saying.
I ain't doing it.
You just proved it to me tonight, bro. You just proved it.
In a nutshell. See, it's like what I said earlier in the broadcast that we are always trying to find an excuse.
We try to find a forgiveness, a way to forgive.
A forgiveness and or an excuse for other people's bad deeds. Everybody wants to point out our bad deeds. The fact that we don't support one another. The fact that we use drugs. The fact that we go to jail at alarming rates. Everybody wants to point that out. But nobody wants to point out who's the person responsible for these actions happening. See, you got to get to the root of a problem.
I don't disagree with that. I'm saying that you cannot put a blanket over everybody and call it gray.
And you just call it white.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
I made a distinction that with the people that I deal with, they have proved to me that they're not like the white people that I assume are racist
and
when I meet them.
And I asked you,
is that what I said?
And I asked you, have you been in position
and this
to know?
Is what I said.
You said
with no. what's been in my life, they proved to me up until this point that they are trustworthy and I love them the way I love them.
You told me Mike, you would take a bullet for Mike.
I'll take a bullet from, and I told you I'll take a bullet for them. I love them so just like I love Mike.
Let's examine love then, because apparently you don't know what it is.
Hey, I know exactly.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
No, exactly.
You don't know what it is. To take a bullet for Mike, that means that he's done something in your life to cause you to have that kind of feelings for him, right or wrong.
Absolutely.
And through those feelings, you deem that to be love, right or wrong.
I hope so. Yeah. I just don't randomly taking bullets from folks.
I'm not randomly.
Right. But
that's the truth on that.
Yeah, but it's gonna all be truth when it come out of my mouth, because that's what I live inside of. If that's your brother, it caused you to feel that you would take a bullet for him because he did something to prove to you that he would do the same to you.
I would. Then that's for Martez, because she said I didn't hear Mike say he would take a bullet for. I would take a bullet for you.
I believe it. You
okay,
even had to say it.
Well, I wouldn't take a bullet for now one of y'all, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because right here on this show at this round table, we are not unified even in this discussion. And you know why we're not unified? Because we're so busy trying to cover up what someone has done to our people and try to find a bright spot in there. Oh, they ain't like them over there, and they ain't like them one over there, but they say all of us is just alike.
They don't say all
they
of us.
They do say all of us.
Yes, they do.
But Benny says you cannot fault the whole race because
that's all I'm saying.
Some people in their race.
So if there's a whole family, if there's a father, there's a grandfather, there's a son.
But you know,
and if the grandfather and the father are murderers, does that make the son automatically a murderer?
Yes. No, but y'all millennials are so forgiving.
It's not about being forgiveness.
You say no. I'll forgive you.
I promise to God. I promise to God, this is not about forgiveness.
So why Liam? What's his name? Liam Neeson. Why is he on TV talking about what he wanted to do 40 years to a black person that he didn't even know?
Listen,
and you trust his movies. You watched his movies.
I have watched his movies.
Okay,
I'm not going to lie to you. I haven't seen this last 3. He's been the disappointment because I feel like
it's been the same story.
Right, it's been the same story. I'm
Look,
tired of
he's always
that
that desperate man that gotta have that revenge.
Pretty much.
And he's the smartest person in the room.
Yeah, and plus he never get punched either, and I don't understand that. In none of his movies he ever get punched. Y'all seen Taken 3? He never got hit. I'm like,
he
dog,
was
no
going
blood
against the Russian cartel.
That's what I'm saying. Never got hit, never got shot. He went into a room, everybody had machine guns, and he had a 9mm, and he shot everybody with 1 bullet.
9mm and a pocket knife.
He says, after Taking 3, I was done with Liam Neeson movies. Unless he does like a real comedy, I'm not doing it. Because I'm tired of seeing them. Doggone it. But real talk. Here, I make no excuse. This is not forgiveness. This is not anything other than being able to look at an individual.
You can't forgive nobody for me.
And that's true. And see, I'm not trying to forgive anybody for anybody else, because the truth of the matter is I have to live this life, and I have to be able to support the ones that I'm going to support, back the ones that I'm going to back, and be able to have the people that's going to be in my life, which means essentially that I have to be able to individualize the people who needs to be individualized. I have to be able to look at each person, and I'm not going to put anybody in a bag.
Here's the problem.
They deserve to be in the bag.
Here's the problem, Colin, that you admitted out your own mouth. You ain't qualified.
I ain't qualified for what?
You ain't qualified to say if each person don't fit in the same box, because I asked you directly. I said, have you been in a situation where they have been tested, where they would take this bullet for you? And you said no. So you don't know. That's what you believe.
That's what. And
I know some people that believe in ducks.
And here's the thing. That's real talk.
He's got a point.
I understand that. But if we didn't hold true to what we believed, then what would we have? You have to believe in something.
No, I'm gonna tell you what
about to rob me. I'm telling you, I got your back. He got to get on us.
I made the statement that I would take a bullet for Mike, and Mike made the statement that he would take a bullet for me.
And
I believe every word that he said.
And well, you a damn fool, because y'all have not been in the position when somebody was shooting at one of y'all.
Real talk. And if we were, I believe that he'll have me just like
you believe.
I believe.
A belief is not a fact.
I don't need it.
Hey man, don't be trying to ruin my friendship with my brother, man. What's wrong with you?
We just let you know the real deal. That's for real.
See, have you ever had somebody shooting at you, Colin?
I have, for sure.
I have not.
You have not had.
That is not a good feeling.
Well, let me tell you something, my man.
I hear that.
When that thing go off,
I hope you all right. That's what
when that thing go off,
you see that burst of light.
I am missing statements.
I'm telling you. Wow.
Yeah.
Y'all read some of the statements, because y'all done got me heated. I done sweated my.
Well, here goes something that'll make you even sweat a little bit harder. Benny says, "I'm not a millennial."
Go to our little known Black History facts.
Okay, cool. But he said he's not a millennial, but if you continue to charge a whole race as one type,
I'm not charging nobody.
I'm with you, Benny.
They charge themselves.
You cannot be mad when other races think the same as ours.
I ain't mad.
Benny.
Mike, I'm not mad.
That's to Benny Glenn.
Wait a minute. What do you mean think as ours?
See, wait a minute, but here's the thing.
Our race couldn't even think.
Now, read the statement slow again, Mike.
I'm not a millennial, but if you continue to charge a whole race as one type.
If you continue to charge a whole race with a type, I'm not charging nobody. He's convicted. What he has done in the world is a fact.
Yeah.
It is it's not a belief.
So now the question is, who is he?
In history.
The question is, who is he? What he are we talking about? Because now when you're looking at he, let's look at an individual.
Well, let me slow you down so I can make perfectly clear that you know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about this cracker right here and that cracker in Virginia. They are the offspring of some other people that taught them to behave this way.
Hated us.
We all agree that racism is a learned behavior, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. If you teaching your kid to love, and I'm sure that you do, right? and you put your kid in a school.
I ain't got no kids, but when I do get them,
let's hypothetical.
I'm gonna teach them how to love.
Well, you can't make babies with spit, Colin. You got
listen to Sunrise Sunset.
Right, is it the Sunset?
Jay Brown.
By Jay Brown.
But here's the thing.
Music only.
If you are raising your baby in love, okay, let's take it off you. Let's take Martin Luther King's children. Can we all agree that this man raised his children in love?
Yeah.
Do you believe that he did?
I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Let's take one of his children. You take his child who's been raised up in nothing but love and to love everybody. And you put that child in a school with a bunch of folks that's been taught to hate only because that person is inferior to you. What chance do your child got in that environment to flourish? You tell me.
Not a whole
It's
lot.
slim to none, but you know, Martin Luther King's daughter did flip the coin at the Super Bowl, you know. So it varies.
Yeah,
Here's the thing. And great analogy. Great question. Not mad at it. So if we was to flip that if you put our child in an environment full of the same type of people who was not taught to hate, but were taught to love, taught to be accepting,
where would that be?
How would then
show me
our
on
children,
the planet where that
you know
is.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How would our children be able to be received then?
Well, here's the thing.
If there is a one side, then there's always another side to
Here's
a coin.
the thing. We've never experienced that since we've been in this land. So we don't know.
Is that really true though?
That is absolutely true.
So no,
that is absolutely
well,
true.
So
right,
we're looking at
you're
this from denied an education, and your child can be educated, and my child can't.
Cool.
And you go through generation after generation after generation after generation.
So
who is winning this race?
Cool. I'm with you, Sam. I'm with you, Sam.
I mean,
we were denied an education, but now who's not being denied an education? Now who's being denied an education?
Yes, we still being denied. There are schools right now in New York that don't want no segregation.
I got a kid in college myself, and it's tough.
Yes,
we don't have the same exposure. We don't have the same. I mean,
are we not able to go to school?
Talent. We're able to.
I'm not saying that there's not a talent.
You was able to.
Are we not able to go to school?
But
are we not able to get the job?
You want to go to this certain school? Okay, you can go to school right anywhere, but they say we not having you or your children because this school is not in your ethnicity.
Do you got a school to send your son to where he can be taught the truth?
Well, I ain't got a school to send my son to. I ain't got no son.
Well, let's imagine. Let's imagine. Mike, wait a minute. See, let me show.
Hey, I really thought about that.
That's your
wait, I ain't never researched no schools because I ain't got no kid to go. I ain't got no kid to send him.
Well, let me help you. Let me help you,
Mike. You answer that question.
Mike, your brother, ain't it? The one you take the bullet for?
Mike is
you
my
love
brother.
His children, right?
Absolutely.
Do you want them to be educated properly?
The best way they can. The best way they can. Whatever the best educated. Yes. Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But the best schools say they don't want you there.
Mike just told you, your brother just told you that his children
challenges, bro.
He's having some challenges
in Georgia because my daughter goes to college in Georgia. So it's like she goes to Georgia Southern.
We can sit here.
It's not easy,
and we can try to sugarcoat these things all we want to. But when you get back down to the bare bones of it, you're going to find the same thing that we found with this dude. The same thing they found with this dude's picture that done popped up 20-something years later.
Yeah.
See, the truth, one thing that's factual is the truth. The truth stands on its own merit. I ain't talking about no belief. Hey. I'm talking about facts.
And the fact of the matter is, people can change from 20 years, 40 years to 2.
You don't know enough people to say how many people you know in your lifetime that change.
Listen, I don't need to know a whole lot of folks.
So you can't speak.
Real talk. I know enough to know that I've changed.
Let me ask you a question.
Are you the same person that you once were?
Nah.
But saying, are you the same person that you once was? Then if people can't change,
is so look at it.
Right, but Glenn is the exact same person he was 40 years ago.
I'm stronger though because I know what I went through 20 years ago.
No, and I don't disagree with that. And I'm not mad. And that's not what I'm saying.
That's not what I'm saying. Everybody can use whatever experience that they had in life to make themselves stronger or weaker. Whatever. What I'm saying is you're not the same person.
If you think Glenn is the same person, you got access to them computers down there, don't you? Take a look. And you will find out that I'm nowhere near the same person.
Glenn, it was a joke, bro.
No.
Like all that shade just went over his head.
Whoa,
He came in to defend himself. Like, hey, let me defend myself. No,
this is
Glenn, I'm sure you're not the same
Millennials
person.
Sound show
right.
tonight, guys.
We just got canceled.
But see, no, here's the thing, fellas. A man changing through the course of life is a natural progression.
It's evolution.
It's evolution. It ain't something that you're responsible for, man. So quit trying to take credit for change.
No. I'm not taking credit for anything. What I'm saying is people change. Whatever led them to that change, change them.
Did I ever say that people don't change?
No, you just said racist people don't change.
No, that's what I'm saying. Are we saying that this is a reason to forgive their asses?
Watch it.
20 years went by,
racist
this
people
motherfucker still racist.
No. Listen, I'm not saying, and I started out with he should not have his job. Do you know he needs to step down? But when we were talking originally, my statement was
if he can change, why do we need to step down? He changed tomorrow. If he can change, why do we need to step down?
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Optics.
And this is what Glenn has been trying to get you to understand, and I definitely want you to understand. Do you know that there used to be public lynchings of black people, especially black men? Do you know how many people were in attendance at this straight up homicide?
Wasn't no black people watching.
I don't know how many people.
16,000 people were in attendance. Now, can you multiply just 16,000 at one event such as that and keep multiplying it and multiplying it? Those children learn. They even if you go on my page, I got it right there of the black men that have been hung. The little white kids. I got a little white girl standing there watching a black man
with the American flag in her hand.
Do you understand? That's what you millennials don't understand.
See, Sam, man, that's the thing.
Through that,
we understand that y'all went through that. I understand that y'all grew up through that. I get that, and I'm not taking
y'all
any.
Just sympathize that we went through that.
No, that's true because we weren't there. You know what I'm saying? We
weren't there either.
We can't.
That's an excuse.
I can't say that but see, y'all was closer to this thing than we were.
We've seen a lot of the struggle.
Y'all seen a lot, right? Y'all seen a lot of struggle, civil rights, and all this other stuff. This is what no. This is what the millennials, people like myself, choose to do, as opposed to what you all are choosing to do. We are choosing to look at things from a different way.
No, you are.
That's it.
No, you are.
We understand that the struggle was there. Now we got a whole new struggle.
You all are choosing.
We can't look at that struggle that happened yesterday. We got to deal with the struggle that we got right now and keep on going.
So do you believe that history repeats itself?
That history is not going to repeat itself.
Okay. It's not going on right now. Why are we talking about Virginia? Why are we talking about my man talking this overseas? Why are we talking about that if history is not repeating itself?
We're not seeing the 16,000 people that's going to gather for election.
Maybe not, but we got 10 million people that's running for the president of the United States for his racial rhetoric. But yet and still we got a governor from Virginia, a racist state, saying in agreement he's still in office. What do we do about that?
So when you say that we're not seeing 16,000 people line up in a public forum to watch a lynching, do you understand that there are crowds even way more humongous that are gathering in the streets to watch people be killed? Do you understand that? You don't believe that happens?
Or just people that view stuff later on.
Yes.
People that tune into Facebook Live when violence is happening, people that watch it on YouTube. How many people later or
social media is a big factor.
So what are we seeing though then, Mike? Are we seeing white people lynching black folks, or are we seeing black folk killing each other?
When the white boy killed the boy with his family in the car, what was that?
Okay.
What was that?
That's one. Give me another one.
Well, here's another one before I get to the other one.
Give me another one.
Who asked you about what black folks doing to black folks? Who even asked you that question?
Nobody had to ask you that question.
And I'm gonna tell you why you answered it. Because you're looking for a way to save white folks.
I'm not looking for a way to save anybody. What I'm saying is that I'm choosing not to look at everybody under a blanket statement. I'm not going to have a mentality of what happened in 1840.
So it's not a blanket statement when you ask.
I'm not going to have a mentality of what happened in 1840.
So how can you, if you don't have a mentality for what happened in the past, how do you have a mentality for what your future?
Because I understand what happened in the past was a reality. Our folk went through that.
Okay, so you think that's what just happened in the past 3 weeks or 3 months? That ain't a reality.
No, I'm not saying that's not a reality. That is reality, and the way we handle it,
what's so different about that time frame to this time?
We weren't there. We're here now.
But how do you think you got here?
We're here now.
How do you think you got here,
man? My daddy and start bucking. That's what they did, and then they made me.
Colin,
get your man. That's how they got you.
Wait a minute. So what you saying?
That's how they got me and my brother.
What you saying without even realizing it, man, is that you don't even appreciate the fact that your mama and daddy got the bucking. That's what you're saying.
Actually, I do. I appreciate my mama.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
I'm glad I'm here.
Because your mama and your daddy had a mama and a daddy.
And they went through the struggle too.
So
all of them went through the struggle. I got to go through the struggle. My children are going to go through the struggle, and I'm going to be teaching my children the struggle that I went through, and they're going to have to appreciate it in their own way.
What struggle have you been through?
Right. I was just going to say, as a millennial, what happens? What kind of struggle have you been through? We got our own
stuff going on.
Tell me.
Please enlighten us.
We got issues in the workplace. We got issues in school. We
such
heard about what was going on when it came down to my school.
You couldn't find a red shirt to go with a red suit.
Hey, actually, I found a gray shirt to go with that suit. Thank you very much.
Wow.
And a good looking tie too. I got a picture of it. It was good.
That was really
Listen, man.
good.
Listen, this is a great conversation we having, and I know we clowning, and I know everybody's enjoying it. But listen, man, when you see, it's just like I said, fellas, we always looking to help. We talking about what somebody else did to us, and it flipped over instantly of what we do to each other.
Yeah.
If you put 5 German Shepherds in a backyard, they not going to fight the dogs in the other yard. They going to fight each other because they live in close proximity to one another. Mm-hmm. But you never ask. So now you bring up black on black crime, but we don't even know of a term that's called white on white crime.
Right.
Because we always looking for a way to help our oppressor. It's just the truth.
All right, listen, this is what Bernie said, and we're going to do our little known fact of Black history, because we're going to do that every week.
You ain't got no facts.
Little known fact.
Hey, I'm taking you in my office.
You're right. I'm reading this off a computer screen. This is what I learned today.
You go into class after the show.
Benny said this. Benny says this. The problem is that Glenn and Sandman were too close to those events and refused to think that things have changed or are
Benny
changed.
don't know.
Come on, Benny.
Listen, let me handle this one.
All right.
Oh, Benny.
Benny don't know what the hell.
Here they come.
Listen, Benny don't know what the hell he talking about.
Uh-oh, Benny.
Just like you don't, because he's too close to being a millennial.
Hey, I am a millennial. This is where we at.
And no, you don't even know where you at, because you don't even realize how you got here. So you don't even know where you at.
I don't have
where you at.
Listen, I don't have a problem with the struggle that y'all went through. I don't have a problem with the struggle that y'all. I get it.
We didn't go through a struggle.
Y'all had issues. I get it. Y'all had to fight. I get it. Y'all had to go to white the black people. What was that? No. I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's funny at all. What I'm saying
we went through a travesty. We didn't go through no.
Absolutely.
So
and I can appreciate the fact that you all was able to endure that suffering. I can appreciate that fact. I am not mad. I am not mad that people have the mindset of the mindset that you have. Whatever. I'm with that. But what I'm saying is that where I am now,
I'm trying to get you to answer this question. What did I endure?
What you tell me? You was there.
I ain't endured a damn thing.
All right then. So you're saying that you didn't endure
my
anything.
Ancestors endured a whole lot. Compared to what my ancestors endured, I haven't endured nothing.
Great. So now, my great. That's a great
Water
statement.
Fountains.
Yeah, great.
Lunch
cool.
counters.
All of that great stuff. Y'all was able to get past that. Great.
That was nothing.
Cool.
What would you?
Cool.
So, wait a minute.
That's great.
Wait a minute, Colin.
So compared to them, ain't nobody went through nothing. I'm not mad at that.
Colin, one more question. What have you gone through?
Well, compared to them, I ain't going through nothing.
I didn't say.
No, what is your struggle?
Compared to,
You get what I'm saying? Compared to them, I ain't going through nothing.
You
But what
keep
is your
adding something
struggle?
to the question.
No, I'm not adding anything. I'm using your words. You just said that you ain't going through nothing because of compared
No,
to
he
them.
asked you, what is your struggle?
What have you been through?
What is
and
your
what has
struggle?
Benny been through?
I've been through racism, seen racism.
Such as?
Firsthand. I went through a Catholic school when I was younger.
Oh, no.
Went to a Catholic school when I was younger.
Yeah, you were supposed to confess, then walk around the premises,
Right.
and then racism would have been cured, and your struggle would have been released into the atmosphere.
And go to the community, shoot up some black people.
I'm trying to get a man from the Roman Catholic Church to understand the plight of black.
Let me tell you, actually, I hate Catholicism. Right? I shouldn't say I hate Catholicism. That's not true. But I shouldn't have said hate.
Wait a minute.
A strong word.
Wait a minute.
I shouldn't have said that.
This man that told me he been messing around at the Roman Catholic Church, and I'm supposed to understand what he been through.
I'm still trying to hear it too.
I hope the people that put their hands on you.
I got beat up.
I ain't talking
No, we ain't talking about getting beat up.
I ain't talking about no beat up.
Oh no, that was
Get wine and dine.
No.
That holy wine.
None of that. Never happened to me.
Wow.
It's happened to some people that I know, but never
Wheels
happened
have
to me.
officially gone off the card, ladies and gentlemen.
Right. Real talk.
Who did it?
But
Who did it?
I don't
Put
know.
him out there.
Who did it?
I don't know.
It happened at your school, didn't it?
It actually didn't happen at my school. It happened at another school that we knew. But it didn't happen. It didn't happen.
was the
at
teacher?
But y'all knew the father.
Who was the
Father who?
teachers?
Father who?
Who was the teacher?
Not doing.
Father
Who was the
Ray,
teacher? Who was the teacher?
Who was Father Free?
Huh?
You know the things that needed to happen.
They got y'all to a life of secrecy.
All right, listen, guys, we are way over time. Let's do this.
Oh, hell yeah, we gotta cut this show off.
Yeah, we are way over time. Real quick, most people think that Rosa Parks, as the first person, to refuse to give up their seat
Only
on the
millennials
bus
think that.
in Montgomery, Alabama. There actually were several women who came before her, one of whom was Claudette Colvin. It was March 2nd, 1955, when the 15-year-old schoolgirl refused to move onto the back of the school bus 9 months before Rosa Parks' stand that launched the Montgomery bus boycott. Claudette had been studying black leaders like Harriet Tubman in her segregated school. Those conversations led to discussions around the current day Jim Crow laws that we're all experiencing. When the bus driver ordered Claudette to give up, she refused. She said it felt like Sir Garnet Truth was on the other side pushing me down, and Harriet Tubman was on the other side pushing me down, and I could not get up. Claudette Colvin's stand didn't stop there. Arrested and thrown in jail, she was one of 4 women who challenged the segregation law in court. If Broder versus Gale became the court case that was successfully overturned bus segregation laws in both Montgomery and Alabama. Hey, Montgomery, Alabama.
Yeah, I thought it was Montgomery.
Okay,
Alabama.
In Montgomery,
This man here
Alabama. Why was Claudette's story largely forgotten? At the time, the NAACP and the black organizations felt like
Put
Rosa
that boy in
Parks
the Catholic
made
school.
a better icon for the movement than a teenager. As an adult with the right look, Rosa Parks was also the secretary of the NAACP and both well known and respected. People would associate her with the middle class, and that would attract support for the cause. But the struggle to end segregation was often fought by young people, more than half of which were women. All right, so Claudette Colvin, guys, y'all can look her up and y'all can get some more information. Listen, next Tuesday, we will be here for another great topic discussion. We probably will.
I ain't doing your show no more.
That's fine too.
I ain't doing
Next
your damn
Tuesday, the
show.
Millennials Sound Show
So
will
wait
be
a
here without Glenn.
You didn't know what you just read?
I did know that. I just read that.
You did know that, or you didn't know that?
I did know that.
But here's a question I want to ask you. This is
Y'all-
old school
real
because
talk.
y'all
Y'all don't
millennials.
understand that we're over our time.
Would you wait?
I just said that. didn't I?
Look, I'll
We
get
are
$20 just for
over
extra
our
time. But ask me this question. You had to seek this information and you found it quickly and you found it on the internet.
Yeah.
If you did not have this, which we didn't have, would you have went to the library and studied all this to bring it to your
Negative.
show?
Wrong.
Thank you.
Pause. Wrong. Actually, I was here.
You know how much
internet
research
started
that
popping.
would have been?
I would have went to the library.
And you'd have been doing that research.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I had the day off today.
Why don't we have more millennials like that?
Listen, I can't speak for all of us. There's a whole lot of us that's probably in the library. We got computers.
20 of y'all standing on top of each other's shoulders. Ain't
What?
Man, listen.
We got computers.
Whoa.
Listen.
And we still go to the library.
I got
internet in the house.
How come when people who are elders try to give younger people knowledge that they clearly don't have? See, it's one thing if you have it, but when someone is trying to clearly give you something that you don't have, why do you, and this is directed towards Benny, why do you always feel that someone was so close to something that they can't, because they come from a certain time, that they're not up with the new times?
Mm-hmm.
See, that's what you call ignorance. Because Minister Farrakhan is way more astute than he was 20 years ago. And he's in his 80s.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's what you call ignorance. And that's not in a derogatory way. That's just not understanding the evolution of man. The longer you live, if you're fortunate, the wiser you become.
That is true.
You don't, unless you got a disease like dementia or Alzheimer's, and you regressing, you digressing. But the longer you live on the planet, the wiser you will become. But millennials and others, they have this saying, oh, that's old school.
Mm-hmm.
Dummy, it wouldn't be an old school. You couldn't have a new school without an old school.
We would have never learned that saying had y'all not told us that.
I ain't told y'all.
Have you ever heard that rap?
I don't even like.
Have you ever heard that rap?
We didn't come up with that statement.
You ever heard that rap song? I would never have nothing to say if it wasn't for the old school that paved the way.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
So
you heard that?
Yes,
so
sir.
And I ain't mad at that.
So,
thank y'all for paving the way.
No,
appreciate you.
But here's the thing. No, we can't pave the way for you.
I mean, I don't know what y'all want.
I mean,
what do they want? We give them credit. They don't want to take it.
No.
What do you want?
I'm just being. I just agreed with you.
I just agree with you. You got to probably be agreeing.
I'm just being totally honest with you.
Thank you so much.
That school that you went to is not going to allow you to take this knowledge that I got for you. That school that you went to ain't even going to allow you to receive the knowledge that I can give.
And I think that's really what our the problem that these two generations are having.
We don't have the generations ain't having no problem.
No,
the lack of knowledge and the lack of self.
And see, that's the issue. And I think that's really
not a generational problem. That's just an educational problem.
Because of the fact that we're choosing, and we heard the information, we got the information, and we're choosing to go about things differently.
How do you go about things differently?
Because
there's nothing new under the sun. Listen,
our
man,
mindset is definitely
y'all don't have a mindset. You're dumb.
We do have a mindset.
You're dumb.
Hey, that's pretty harsh, Glenn.
It's the truth, though, Mike.
Hey, but this is a
Mike,
same
I
man
tell you
that
what,
says race people
Mike,
can't
if it's not the truth, where are the black businesses now?
Almost non-existent.
Where's the black businessman?
But there are.
Wait a minute.
There are black people who are popping up with businesses.
Do you got any black businesses in your neighborhood?
Successful.
Can you buy anything from black people in your neighborhood?
Not to go to a store, but I can buy things from black people.
Wait a minute.
They don't have their own business. They don't have their own building yet.
Well,
but I know many business owners who
all millennials I'm hearing that got businesses got their own business.
You're a black business owner yourself. You got a radio show.
I have a radio show, but I don't own a radio station. One day I will.
It don't matter.
No, but that does matter to me.
We're not talking personal, Kyle.
But see, here's the thing, and this is where you're missing, and this is where the millennials are standing and has been standing for quite a while. It is personal to us. It's been personal to us.
That's why y'all can't.
And so now we're looking at things from a different mindset.
Okay, where's your mindset if you can look back 30 years ago and the black man was more ahead of you from your past than you are, and you're a millennial?
Okay, cool. The black man was more ahead of us than where we are right now, but those same black men have failed in what they were doing.
No, they didn't.
Wait a minute.
They just asked, where are the black businesses?
You just asked, where are the black business owners? You just asked. Now, these men who was here 30 years ago, if they had a successor, if they groomed somebody to take their spot, when they lost it, somebody else would have it. You didn't do that.
No. See, have you ever heard of economic deficiency?
So now here we go.
Have you ever heard of economic deficiency? When they went downtown used to be a ghost town. Black folks used to be down there. What they did, they took their property back. We can't afford it. Now you're out of business. Does that have anything to do with that black man that was first furbishing down there with the black people?
Give me all
when nobody came.
And so
why don't we have more people? We had a black mayor.
I tell you what, Colin, I'm gonna give you this radio station. I'm gonna give it to you. I just ask one thing of you: make it more profitable than the way I give it to you.
And if I ever believed that you was honestly gonna give me
I am honest. I am honest.
Then I would do my dog.
But if you can't,
to make you proud.
Forget you doing your dog. See, I'm gonna show you.
And that's real.
I'm gonna show you where you so twisted. You said,
dang, man.
You said the guys from 30 years ago who had businesses in their neighborhoods, who had properties in their neighborhoods. And you guys and the millennials don't own nothing. You don't own anything. You lease your cars. You rent your home.
I bought my house. I bought my car. Next one.
We're not
but
talking
that's
about,
a small fraction.
Hold it.
No. He just said car house. I bought my car. Bought my house.
Next one.
A majority.
Wait, man, stop. You said you ain't you one person, man.
Cool. I got a brother who just bought his house.
Oh, wait.
Wait.
Oh.
So now.
Oh, wait, that's two brothers would do.
Most of the people, hey, it is what it is.
See,
listen. What's the next one?
Listen.
That's what I'm saying. I bought my car, bought my house. What's the next one?
You're not equipped,
overtime.
Man. You're not equipped.
We are, man.
You're not equipped. But when you leave Vent Radio, you're gonna be equipped.
And apparently I'm gonna have a radio station too.
And guess what?
Yeah.
I've been known to give bigger things away than this, Colin.
I'm with that.
Because I built this. I'm capable. See, I'm capable.
And I ain't mad at that.
No, you ain't mad at it, but you don't understand it. See, you ain't mad at it, but you don't understand it.
Glenn,
I can walk out of here tonight and build another one of these in the morning.
You've heard me say this before. That I want to get to the place where you are. I want to be able to say that I can own my own.
Colin, you in trouble.
You've heard me say that.
Colin, you in trouble, baby. I like you. You're a good dude, but you're in trouble.
Listen, it's 9/13 next Tuesday. This is what the Millennial Sounds is all about. We're open to honest discussion. This is what we do. This is what we know. I need you guys to go on our page, like our page, share the video, please.
Just
tell somebody else next week.
This whole show up tonight.
And we want to thank Sandman for coming in. We want to thank our special guest, Jay Brown, who called in early in the show at 7:30. Guys, we want you to go and support Sunrise Sunset and you know what? Don't just stop at Sunrise Sunset. Get all the music that he has available. Get all the music that he has available on all media outlets. You can go to jbrownmusiconly.com. Is it?
They enjoyed this crazy show, man.
Are they going in right now? You can go to jbrownmusiconly.com. You can go to jbrownmusiconly on Instagram and on Facebook. Mike, where can we find you?
Next week, the Millennials versus the cronies.
I cannot.
Hey, we're gonna have to change the name and take the S off of millennials because
I'm the only one.
You know,
millennial.
You want a separation already.
But look,
I am the only one.
Mike be sitting there all by himself. He can't even. Mike, your brother,
I have a dog in this fight. I just know that I'm getting shot.
Yo, can you imagine if Edie was here?
They didn't take the bullet.
Your brother I'm just taking bullets. That's all.
No, I didn't take more bullets for you to get this. Whatever.
You took a lot of bullets.
I didn't take a lot of bullets. But listen, you can find Edie at at Chandler Edith on Facebook. On Facebook and something on Instagram. Shantae Nicole on Facebook and Instagram. Sort the one way.
These are male shows. It's terrible. I don't want to do this.
The girls will be back next week, I believe.
These shows is terrible.
Oh yeah, girls will be back next week.
It should be one of those.
Big accomplished.
Right. No, 44 man. I listen y'all out Thursday.
Arguing with somebody talking about he was at the Catholic Church with Liam Neeson confessing.
Nobody
It's your
said
man, the one and only Mr. Sam 44, man. Tune in Thursday. Y'all will check me.
Oh my.
Jesus Christ.
I was
All right,
saying
man.
that.
We'll see y'all next Tuesday.
You the one wanting him on your mic.
Exactly.
It is
got
what
it.
it is.
We out, baby.
We out.
I like that.